Hello. Hello, everyone in chat. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. I can't,
My,
I'm sorry we're
my
late.
absolute pleasure.
Yeah, really?
Yes, for
Oh,
sure.
okay, cool. I'm flattered, actually. Well, so today we're going to go over assholes. Are you ready for that, Peter?
Well, being, shall we say, somewhat of an arsehole all over Twitter, I'm sure I'm ready for more arseholes.
I don't, I would say you have a pretty good what do you call it, asshole reader. Like you're gonna know who's the asshole right away from dealing with them all the time on
I
Twitter.
I did do a meme once that, yeah, but we won't
You,
talk about that too much.
oh,
YouTube
we
doesn't
can.
like that meme. No, YouTube doesn't like that meme.
Are you talking about the one that could be a face but looks more like
That's the one.
an
That's the one.
asshole?
Yeah, Twitter
And it
doesn't
might
mind it. Twitter
no
doesn't mind it.
Twitch.
The only time that Twitter took it down was when someone got his panties in a bind. But
When are they not in a bind? I'm surprised he can walk. I think that's why he's sitting all the time. Not mentioning any names, but everybody probably knows who we're talking about. But
I don't say his name unless it's on Twitter.
I won't give him the yeah, on Twitter I will. I won't give him no cred. Not here. No, but only if we're going to say, yeah, that was a great meme. If you guys go, you don't have it on your thread though anymore, right? That one.
Oh yes, I think I do.
Oh, because like some, my mods might appreciate it. If you want to drop it in their Discord, you
I
could do
can.
that.
I might have about. I think it's somewhere around about the 200-ish memes that revolve
Yeah.
either around him or someone that did something about stealing a channel or some crap.
Oh, that guy. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You can mention his name. I don't care. His name's fine. Everybody knows Kyle Curtis is an asshole. That's it. I said it. Okay,
That
sorry.
that's it.
I said it for you. There you go. But so besides talking about our known assholes, why don't we talk about a few that we haven't met personally yet? That would be
Yes.
good. Yeah, let's do that. And everybody in chat, thank you for being here. And here we go. Here's your first one, Peter. And I tried to be kind, but I'm not known to be that kind when it comes to assholes. So we'll see. I tried to pick some good ones though, but the
Well,
first
it's the whole point of it, isn't it?
it is. It's just a little challenging. So here we go. Am I the asshole for getting pretty angry at my car dealership service center? Which that happens a lot, I'm sure. But so I'll try to make this brief. 2 weeks ago, I drop off my car for some routine maintenance and a check engine light regarding a transmission issue. Guy says it'll be done by the next day. Okay. 1 day without a car, no problem. Well, 1 day turned into 3 or 4, which turned into 10 because they had to order a part. When I got the car back, the check engine light comes back on after 10 minutes, this time with an emission issue. So it goes in with a transmission issue and comes out with an emission issue. I take it back immediately. Felt like a sick joke after waiting so long. After another 4 days, I hear nothing regarding it, so I went and talked to my service advisor's boss. At the car dealerships, this is a big deal, I guess, so this is why I feel bad, because the boss was clearly pretty pissed at the service advisor, so he'll probably get in trouble. He was nice, too. The boss said he'd make my car a priority and get a different tech on it. I didn't yell or scream or make a scene. Just stressed how not having a car for 1 day is no big deal, but not having a car for 14 days is like a big deal. I understand ordering a part takes time due to all of the delays, but I was never offered a loaner or any other compensation for it needing 14 days instead of one, and just an empty apology when I returned it with the emission issue. I had to borrow my wife's car and parents' car. I also had to keep hounding them for updates as they never contacted me first. So, am I the asshole? I'm going to let you go first because you probably have dealt with this more than I have.
Well, actually, for a period of my life, I worked in car repair.
Mm-hmm.
I actually worked in accident repair. And look, it can be an issue when you order parts, particularly here in Australia, where if you need to order a part for, say, a German car was the
Mm-hmm.
worst for us. It could take a week or more for parts to turn up. But in saying that, they would know that, and they should have passed on that information to him.
Mm-hmm.
So in this particular case, I think he's completely justified. So they're the arsehole.
Yeah, I think it was a communication thing. Like the service advisor should have. I mean, they said they never contacted him at all. Like, if you're going to change your agreement, you should
Well,
really, things happen. I understand, but talk to the customer, right? Let them know what's going
well,
on.
well, in this day and age, like most service centers will do that whole SMS thing, so that
Hmm.
you'll know where your car is. So what's been happening, what particular stage of repair your car's up to. And yeah, like you said, the complete and total lack of communication is something that's just, no
Yeah.
one's going to put up with.
Right. That not in this day and age, not when you got your cell phone with you all the time, if there's internet and there's you can get in touch with anybody in a second. It's not like they have to be home and you got to leave a message or something or track them down at a work phone number. Everybody's got a private number or a text. You don't even have to talk to them. They could have texted them or
Well, most
emailed them.
most
Yeah.
most most places, when you put when you book your car in or bring your car in for repair, you know, it's on that questionnaire that you fill out where your name, your driver's license, and your contact details. You know,
Right.
so there's no excuse for a lack of communication.
The only time I have got into an accident. I didn't do anything, but somebody like swiped the front of my van and it had to go in for repair. And I have to say, between the insurance and the repair company and the people that were working on it, they were in touch with me every couple of hours. Like, I had it in the shop within, approved by the insurance within like 10 hours. And then at the shop, they were going to come pick it up even because it was drivable, and they took it and then they brought it back within 2 or 3 days. And that's pretty good for body work because, as you know, right, Peter, it's got to be painted. You got to match it to the body work, and they have to order the special. They had to check it out to see everything that it would need, but they
Exactly.
kept in touch with me the whole time. So I agree with you. That shop is, and the service advisor failed
Yes,
in doing his duty. I'm not
but
so sure that his boss is being an asshole. He should have been a little
I,
pissed off,
I think, and let's be honest, in a situation like that, the boss needed to react like that because a good portion of any service center or anything to do with car repair or anything like that, a lot of their work comes from word of mouth. So if you've got one unhappy customer,
Mhm.
I don't know about you, but the first thing I'd be doing is jumping on Google and leaving a really nasty review.
Yeah, yeah. I don't leave nasty reviews, but I do write some really nasty emails, like right direct. Like I don't even put it out in the public. I go right for the jugular to the person who did it. Like, yeah, I'm that bear with that. Zenz is saying that 14 days without a car. Yeah, I'd be a little pissy too. I don't blame you. I don't know though, because they might have had a good reason to take so long. Yeah, they might have, because stuff happens. Like Peter had said. I mean, you could like not be able to get the part, or sometimes I know, because I know people in the industry. Sometimes the part's not right. Sometimes the part is misboxed, or it's they send a used one instead of a new one. Like the delivery people make mistakes. Like stuff happens. The
Well,
problem here is the lack of communication, right?
yeah,
Like,
but like even for those wonderful all those Japanese model cars, quite
mhm,
often the difference between a month on a car may be the difference between a headlight or a bumper bar changing
mhm,
shape. So it can make it very difficult to get the right part sometimes.
right.
But even the fact that, like, well, the shop that I worked at, we had three loaner cars. Now, if all those three loaner cars out and someone came in for and requested a car, or the work went over, so we had
Hmm.
to loan them a car, we'd go down to the local car rental and organise a car and have it put onto their insurance.
Right.
So, it's not as if it's a hard thing to do.
It's
14
not it.
days,
Yeah. It's all
14
PR.
days. Yeah. You know,
14.
14 days is a long time to be without a car if it's your only car.
Yeah, that's what Mrs. Cassandra is saying. I only have one car, so 14 days is something we can't do. And she says they should have offered a rental. We absolutely agree. And JC says, but they could have informed them if it was delayed. Exactly. And
Yep.
offered something. Like, maybe they didn't have that type of insurance like Peter's talking about to get the car rental for free. But a lot of repair shops here where I live, they have cars. They have people to drive you and pick you up, and they have loaner cars to give you for the day. You can come get your own car at night or whatever, especially if it was going to be 14 days. There should have been a conversation. And I think we all are agreeing
I
about
think
that.
the moment that they ordered parts and the shop found out there was going to be a wait, that's when they should have contacted them and said,
And
"Listen,
honestly,
yeah,
that's 4 days in though. That's
yeah,
even, that was, I think once you say one day, if you go past that day, there should have been a phone call the very next day to say it's not going to be ready today. I'm sorry. Like we need a couple more days. There's something going on, whatever. It should have been a conversation. And if the service advisor wasn't going to do it, he should have informed, above him, that there was going to be an issue.
and the fact, like, the car threw up another fault after the repair.
Mhm.
To be honest, that happens.
Yeah, the
It-
emission one. I heard that. Like you
that,
have to
that
put in how many miles or something before that
yeah,
goes
look,
away when you
a,
change parts.
yeah, a lot of the time it's I think it's something like 1,000 miles or something like that before
Hmm.
everything's reset. So, it happens. It's nothing unusual, but still, it's something that maybe they should have pre-warned them about. Once again, that communication thing.
Right, exactly. Almost every time I do one of these "Am I the Assholes?" it always comes down to a consideration, a compromise, and communication. It's like a big thing. It's always about them not saying what's going on or just miscommunicating what they're doing. So I think we're ready to vote. I'm going to ask the chat, and then I'll find out your vote. I'm pretty sure. I think I know what you're going to say, but for the chat, if you think the op rider, who is the person with the vehicle who went to the shop, is the asshole, that would be number one, because he's thinking he's a little bit of an asshole because he got option number two, the service rider, who is the person he gave his car to and made the promises about when it would be done, and apparently didn't talk to him after that. If you think he's the asshole, number two. If you think the shop owner is the asshole, then it would be number three. If number four is always yay porn. See, look, I'm stuttering. Oh my God. Yay porn, number four. Or number five, they're all assholes, because some people have issues with people getting reported, but not me. Like, if you ain't doing your job, how you going to know you're not doing your job if somebody doesn't tell you? So I'm like, report them. So I
So
don't know.
think
Where are you? Where are
I,
you
I,
on this?
I think my first answer would be number 4, yay porn.
Yeah, mine's
Um,
always like 4 and something.
and yeah, look, I think it's that service consultant. He really needs to relook his career if this is what he's going to do.
Yeah.
It's not the way to act. I think he's the arsehole.
Yeah, I think so too. Because you know what? This is all, we're in the age of technology, and this service writer has a computer system with everything he needs right there at his fingertips, including the client file. He knows by putting in what's wrong with that vehicle, how long it should take. So he
So,
does the initial quote. When they add the additional information, doesn't it add time to it? Doesn't it give him the information that
well,
tells him it's going to be
known
longer?
a little known fact is that all service stations and repair places, their computer system, you just put in the car model, you put in
Mm-hmm.
the damage or the broken thing that needs to be replaced,
Mm-hmm.
and the computer will tell you this is how long it will take to do the job. This is how long it will take for parts to turn up. This is how long. it's all there and it's all linked to their parts suppliers, so it's all up to date information.
Right. Like
So
he had everything he needed to communicate with the customer, didn't he?
yeah,
Accurate
yeah,
information. And that's what makes him, that's why I voted number 2. I voted 2-4 because,
yeah,
just
more
because, yeah, of course. It's always yay porn. I mean, it's Saturday too, so it's double yay porn. I don't know. Oh, but we have a new one, Peter. We have a
Oh,
new
that's right.
one.
Number 8, isn't
Number
it?
number 8. If you
Yeah.
anyone who knows Chris and wants to continue the hashtag vote 8 for Chris is an asshole, because that's actually on Twitter now. Thank you to my mod Nikki, who I love. She followed me over there. She heard the conversation. She created a hashtag just for Chris to use on my videos. And if you would like to also add, you could do 2 and 4 and 8, because that's why I have to change my vote now, because I forgot that Chris is an asshole, and we're gonna have to keep bringing that down, because I told him he's not done with me. Did you see the mauling bear that he put up there for me? That was my
Yes.
intro, and he kept it
Yes.
there the whole time.
Yes.
He had me mauling people. I'm like, what? I'm gonna
Yeah.
get him. I want to get him back here.
You do know that see, it's a bit different here in Australia. If an Australian isn't hanging shit on you to your face, there's a problem, because that is like a term of endearment. If an Australian hangs shit on you to your face, that means they like you and they're comfortable enough to do that.
Well, then I guess they like me a lot, because they also put me up on the screen all by myself and didn't tell me in the introduction. And I was
I know.
like, I know,
Could
I
just
wasn't
hear you
even
giggle.
on the screen to see it. Like, I was talking to you guys in the chat, and then all of a sudden you guys are going, we can hear you giggling. I'm like, what? He's like, I guess, all right, I guess I'm okay by them then, because boy, do they hang the shite on me. Like, I'm covered in shite, Peter. Like, I'm covered in shite from the Aussies over there. Okay, but that's all right, because I like that bunch. They're really great people. They've been a lot of fun. So
Yes,
that's
they
good.
always are.
But I got to change my vote. It's 2, 4, and 8, and it looks like everybody agrees with us, Peter, that service writer is the ass. There's definitely an arsehole, definitely a big arsehole, and that yay porn, of course.
Yay
The
porn.
chat
Yep.
agree, and yeah, I don't see anybody calling Chris an asshole though. Where's my people? What do you mean nobody's voting for Chris? I don't know. All right, maybe they don't know. It's okay. We'll spread it around ourselves for sure. You ready for the next one?
I certainly am.
Oh, good. Yeah, I like that about you, Peter. You're ready. This is good. Ready. All right. Am I the asshole for being angry with my wife for tricking me into going to a male strip club? My wife and I were out with some of her girlfriends for dinner. I went to the restroom and I came back, and my wife surprised me by saying that they all wanted to go to a strip club together. I was like, "Are you serious?" And she winked and said, "Yeah, it should be really fun." So we all get in the car and head to the club. We arrive, and I feel like something is up because I see 2 women go in before us. We go inside, and it's a fucking male strip club. He's pissed. Huge bodybuilder looking dudes in G-strings all around. Oh, he's got the pukey face. I asked my wife, what the fuck? This? And she said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you it would be a male one. You can wait in the car if you want." I did not, because then I wouldn't be able to watch my wife and monitor what she was doing. So there I am, looking like a fucking dweeb, watching as some bodybuilder shakes his ass in my wife's face. I felt humiliated. Later on, I asked her why she pulled this stupid trick with me, and she said it was my fault for agreeing to go to a strip club without even knowing the gender of the club. I call her an asshole, and we get into an argument. Am I the asshole, or would my wife be the asshole here? This is loaded, but feel free, Peter.
Yeah, it's very loaded. But I'm going to do something. I'm just going to read between the lines here. So he's in one part of that conversation, he's talking about that he had to stay there to monitor his wife. And in another part of the conversation, he's saying that he's out with dinner with his wife and her girlfriends. I want to know, what the hell's he doing with his wife on a girls' night out?
Mm-hmm.
And why doesn't he trust his wife?
And why doesn't he trust his wife? Right. And I could add to that because I had those two issues too. Like that they stuck out. But the other one was he was all banging ready to go when he thought it was gonna be female strippers.
Yep.
Yeah, like he was driving, right? He was like, yeah, okay, let's go. No problem that he was going to have his wife there and his wife's girlfriends there. And it was okay if the women would have been shaking their booties in his face and, you know, the tatas and all of that. That would have been perfectly okay. But heaven to Betsy, oh my God, stop the presses if some guy shook his ass in front of his wife. Like... That was so hypocritical. It was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous.
I really don't think he's looked at this from, shall we say, a woman's perspective at all. You know, now I do realise that women going to a strip club is completely different to men. You know, men have only got one thing on their mind when they go to a strip club. Women are there for the perv, the look, and the excitement. Now, the women still can't touch the men on stage.
That's true.
But he's going to be standing at the bar drinking drinks with all these excited women around him. I don't see why there's a problem there. Can't he?
I don't either. If he's there for the excitement and wanting people to look at you and feel the excitement, then he should be glad he's at a male strip club because he's one of the only available men there, right?
He's the only one that they can touch.
Exactly. Peter, where have you been? Where have you been? Exactly. We are like on the same wave pack here. He's looking at it totally wrong. It could have been to his advantage, but it wasn't. And now he just looks like a big arsehole. He really does.
And he could have always just ripped off his shirt and started serving drinks.
This is true. I mean, he could have. Yeah. Peter, where do you hang out? This is. You're going to have people following you for this, but definitely. I agree with you. He could have used it to his advantage. He's in a comfortable. His wife is there. He can't get in any trouble. She approved this whole situation, right? I mean, it's not like he's doing anything. He could have had so much fun with it. Instead, he looks like a control freak and a little bit misogynistic that he can do one thing and she can't. Like, she can't go looking at men, but he can. He doesn't trust her. He looks like a jerk, worse than an arsehole. Jersey Jojo said at one time, we said when they're bigger than an arsehole, we call them an arse cannon, an ass cannon, because this guy, there's so much going on. I'm going to vote ass cannon on him for sure. But I don't know, chat. What do you think? Let's see. Let me pull up a few here. Paula. Oh, I missed you, Paula. Here. He's an asshole. Absolutely. I agree with you, Paula. 100%. He's a couple of other things too, but we're just voting on that part today. If he feels like she needs to be monitored at a male strip club, should he then be monitored at a female strip club? Well, probably so.
That's a very good point, because I'll point out here that I won't say all of the time, but quite often when someone has insecurities with their partner, or they feel that they need to be watched, there's a reason behind it.
Their own behaviors, you mean?
Yes.
Are you saying that they're deflecting a little?
Yes,
maybe?
because if they were in that situation, they know what they might do. They're worried that their partner might do the same.
There's a reason they think it's possible behavior, right? Because maybe they've done it or thought about it. I hear you, Peter, and I agree. Good point. Good point. It's going to be hard to get a counterpoint with you here, like a counterpoint, because we're agreeing too much.
Well, that's all right.
But it's a good thing. I like it. I like it because it's refreshing that you weren't sticking up for that asshole. It's good. Oh. But I don't know how you could. But I'm so happy you did.
You know, I don't stick up for men that are assholes.
No, you don't. No,
I'll call them out anytime.
And call them many, many things I've seen. I've seen your Twitter. I know. That Amber chick says that screw this guy. He's an asshole. I wish my husband would say he was gonna monitor me. Lord, I hear you, Amber. That would be an interesting conversation, wouldn't it? I don't know. You see, I could say that my partner would never say that. He'd be saying, do what you're gonna do. I mean, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. He's not gonna waste his time monitoring me. You know, if he trusted her completely,
he could always turn around and say, have fun, take photos so I can have a look later.
Right. Have fun. And, he's going to have the benefits, whether he stayed home or he stayed there, especially if it's exciting. And they said they were bodybuilders. These are things like you don't see on a regular basis. Women are, unless your partner is a bodybuilder or anything, you don't have this as eye candy at home, like all the time.
Let's be honest. It doesn't matter where you get your appetite as long as if you eat at home.
I love that, Peter. I absolutely love that's so true. It doesn't matter how the motor starts. It's where you're going to do the racing, right? It doesn't matter exactly. Just I agree 100%. He could have used it to his advantage and he didn't. Now he's probably not going to get any, and he looks like a jerk. But Amy Lou said, my guy would never, and she put that in caps, even want to hang out with myself and my lady friends. Hey, Amy Lou, I know you a little bit from YouTube and Twitter, and that's because I don't know if he could handle like you with a bunch of people, because I could imagine, how crazy that gets. But I'm sure he gets the benefits when you get home, and that would be great. But Amber says her husband never would either. But yeah. I do. My partner would probably hang out with us. And I've been in relationships where the partner would actually, come on not to a strip club, no, or to something like that, because anything like that has always been like, I've never been in a public strip club. I don't know, maybe I'm missing out, but like maybe at a bridal shower or like a bachelorette party or something, they would order somebody, something like that. I mean, I've even had strippers at a baby shower, believe it or not, and one of my girlfriends.
The local police department come and tell you to quieten down as they bring when they bring a radio and their pants just happen to fall off, you mean?
Yeah, those guys. But it was actually a smorgasbord. We were very lucky. It was a fireman and a policeman and an EMT and a doctor. We got the whole show. It was pretty cool. They were good. It was a good show. It was private. So, those you got to be careful, though. Like, if he's going to monitor his wife, he should monitor her at the private parties. I would think, what are you going to monitor in a public place where that's not bad.
And let's be honest there, like, it's at a public strip, facility.
Right. They have rules.
They have rules.
Right. They have rules. Well, it's not like she's gonna go and like take them in a back room or something. Yes, JC, I know it's hard to believe, but never. I've never been in a public strip club. Never. Sorry. Don't want to disappoint you, but nope, never. I missed a bunch and gonna have to miss a bunch more. I have to smoke a doobie with my uncle. I'm sorry, Zens. I thought it was going to be about the stripper. Sorry. It's like, well, we used to do clubs back before COVID and have a blast. He is 9 years younger. Oh, well, this is cool. I mean, I'm hoping that you can get back out there again soon, because COVID's really cramping a lot of people's styles with socializing, and a lot of businesses where people are together in larger crowds. Maybe it is about the strippers. What do you mean? You mean him monitoring her, or that he didn't get to see the strippers? I'm curious, JC. Or do you mean me? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she means me. I don't know. It's a good thing you can't get strippers sent through YouTube, because I could just imagine what my midnight madness would be like.
Could you imagine the Amazon deliveries?
Yeah, no. I don't even want to think about it, Peter, actually. But all right, so let's vote, chat. If you think that the husband, the operator, the original poster, is the asshole, vote 1. If you think his wife and her lady friends are the assholes, vote number 2, because they played the trick on him. They didn't tell him. Number 3 would be number 3 would be they're all assholes. Number 4 is going to be yay porn. And number 5 is going to be like, should I start a GoFundMe to go to a strip club? I don't know. No. Oh, no. You are asking for it. Shh, Claire, you're giving us ideas. Okay, sorry. No ideas. I'm voting 1 and 4, and I'm out of here. Oh, wait. I'm voting 5, too. Send me the money, JC. And I'm going to go to a strip club for you. I will tip them in your honor. Oh, I forgot my 8. It's 1, 4, 5, and 8. Poor Chris. I keep forgetting about him, but I'm not a very good friend. It's like it's not my fault. You're pretty funny. This is getting good.
Well, it's there you go. 1, 4, 5, and 8.
1, 4, 5, and 8. Yep, we'll see. That'll be funny. Can you imagine? Hey, would our favorite or our unfavorite, what do you call it? With our well-known arseholes, that's what we call them. Whoa,
yes.
Wouldn't it be something if he tries to like debunk my go to a strip club GoFundMe? That'd be a great video, wouldn't it?
I'm just trying to like see if you worded the description correctly, because generally speaking, that's where he likes to pull out the pins right there and said, "Oh well, they never directly said exactly what was going to
with
happen."
his astounding understanding of the English language, his use of words, punctuation, and complete sentences. Gee, I don't know how he goes wrong.
With the intellectual capacity that of a 12-year-old.
If I find it very difficult that he passed second grade English. His tweets infuriate me. All I want to do is correct them, like constantly. Like I could just like red marker up that shit, like all the time.
So I will give credit where credit's due. He did join the military. He did spend some time in that. I believe there is an educational level that you need to obtain before you can just join.
Well, and then maybe he just forgot it all, or he just doesn't care. And that's even worse. If you just don't care about language when you're trying to communicate with people, I have a problem with you. Like you're out there on Twitter trying to communicate with people. Let it make sense. Use real words. Try a period once in a while, or like a sentence,
So,
instead of, I don't know.
I don't like, I leave my autocorrect and all of that on my phone.
Right.
I can hit the old magic voice to text button, and it even puts in punctuation for you. I don't know what his problem is.
I don't know. But I could write "Am I the asshole" threads on him all day. I really could. But there's a lot to pick from. If I ever run out, if there's nothing good on Reddit, I'll just start writing my own, like Chris did.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
That would be good.
And he did a good job of it.
He did. That was pretty inspiring. I was like, that was a good one. All right, it looks like everybody agrees that this man ruined it, and he was the asshole. And of course, Chris is an asshole, and yay porn. Oh, there's a few votes for the GoFundMe too. That's pretty good. All right, we'll see. You ready? Yep. All right. Next one. This one perturbed me. Whoops. Oh, I hit us. Oh, there we go. All right. Get ready, chat. You're not going to like this one too much, but just keep your shorts on until we get to the end. Am I the... What? Oh, no, you don't. No, you're an avatar. You're allowed to be naked.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh,
of course I am.
Yeah, it's my channel. Clothing's optional all the time. Like
not just that. It's Sunday morning here. Like it's what is it? 9:45 Sunday morning. So do you think I'm dressed?
Well, now I know you're not, and I'm gonna have to read this AITA. Now.
All right. Sorry.
All right. Am I the asshole for wanting to get takeout with my husband? Earlier today, my husband mentioned wanting to get takeout after work at this place down the street. In a jokey, cute way, I said, "Without me? I want to come. Please don't go without me." He kept refusing. So I said, okay, and just asked him to bring me one home, to which he also refused. He then proceeded to call me embarrassing, cringe for always wanting to do stuff with him, and not being capable of just telling him to enjoy his meal when he wanted to eat without me. I told him I just enjoy spending time with him and doing stuff together, and he said it was cringe. He then made some really hurtful comments about my weight, which he has been making all week since finding out I'm 3 kilograms overweight. And for you that don't, everybody does, that's about half a stone. Not very much at all. right?
It's no, it's not much at all.
Yeah, it's like I don't even think it's 10 pounds in America. I don't know the exact conversion of it, but it's not a lot.
It's
Oh,
about £6.
yeah, see, not even 10 pounds. Oh my God. According to my BMI, weight and body image is something I struggle with a lot. And I feel like this was a super low blow just for me wanting to go with him. I don't know if I'm the asshole for wanting to go with him. Is what I did that irritating to warrant his reaction? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So
I'm with you, Amy. I
I'm-
am. I'm going to let.
I'm assuming that he's at work, and his like obviously he's getting a meal whilst he's at work or on the way home from work.
Nope, they're home. They're home. That's the problem.
So he was at home. Yeah.
Because even if he was, let's give him a little grace, okay? Because I have issues with this. I don't want to be too over the top about this poor guy I don't even know. But let's just give him that grace, Peter. Let's say he is at work and he's on his way home to take out and he wants to have a meal, sit down and have a meal. But then the rest of it, did you hear what he said?
Yeah. Well, you see, if I was to assume he was like at work and just grabbing a meal on the way home or something like that, and she's offered to come, well, spontaneous date. Hello.
Right. You don't get those often, right?
No. Even if he is at home, once again, spontaneous date. Like, I'm sorry if you're living with this person that you're in a relationship with. You've got to take advantage of those things to build your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't really want to talk about the other part that really makes him look like a complete asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I have been married. I was married for 15 and a half years.
Mm-hmm.
There's two things you never speak about. And that's the size of her bum or how much she weighs.
Not if you're trying to, have conversation afterwards, right?
No. Unless you're after a week's worth of silence, you never say she's put on weight. The correct answer is, I still love you no matter what, or, you look fine to me.
Right. Unless it's like a health issue or like a recommendation from a doctor and you're helping them, right? Because otherwise it's not productive, really.
You with the state of affairs where a lot of many young teenagers, both male and female, are throughout this world with situations where they're constantly paranoid about their weight to the point that they're starving themselves.
Body issues. Mm-hmm.
Body issues, causing a lot of damage to themselves just by not eating. To call someone fat is just such an arsehole dick move.
Mm-hmm.
But
to someone you're supposed to care about, like intimately, and have respect for. Yeah.
Exactly. But to turn down the opportunity to have a meal with someone that you care about, but then say, I'm not going to bring you home anything either. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like what the heck was that? This is like bells going off. Like, I got something to say about that. What do you think about that?
Yeah. That's once again very much of a dick move.
I was suspicious, I'll tell you. I agree with everything you just said. But yeah, Amy, I lost it. Yeah, when I was having a conversation with someone else about this thread, and I was actually happy to hear that they possibly thought the same thing that I did. First of all, definitely he's an asshole. Okay, and then when he wants to go and have takeout on his own, I get it. When you have a partner, you should be able to do things separate and not always do things together and have a little privacy yourself. That's not the issue here. The issue here is that he wants to eat by himself. And then she says, okay, fine. And he says, bring me some takeout. And he goes, no, I'm not going to do that either. Then he starts an argument with her about her weight or whatever, and tries to gaslight her that everything's like kind of her fault and make her feel bad. It's my humble opinion as a bear who's really pissed off about this AITA right now, that there's a reason he's not going to bring her any home, because he's not going for takeout. I mean, he's actually going to eat in, and it ain't at home. Okay, that's it. That's what I think is going on here. I think he's being nefarious. I think he's a shite. I think he totally is hiding something, and he got called out because he thought she was just going to willingly say, oh yeah, go have something to eat, I'll talk to you later, because there's a reason he's trying to gaslight her all off into the corner about this whole thing and make her feel bad so she don't ask questions, because that takeout thing, bringing it back, is like a loud bell going off in my head. Like, why not bring it back?
For sure. And
right,
and see, and that's something else that I used to do, and this was in no disrespect to my ex-partner or anything along those lines. If I wanted to have McDonald's and I don't know, I was going, if I was sitting at home, or, I just felt like a burger, or I just go and get it. If I wanted to have a burger by myself on the way to work, I would just get it.
Right.
If he didn't want to get her food, if he didn't want to have her there, why bring it up?
Yeah, exactly. He was looking for an excuse for being out.
Yes.
It's like there's just too many red flags here. JC, you agree with me too. First, he's cheating on you. Second, he's beyond an arsehole. Yes, I agree. I think he's an arsehole, but I'm not convinced she was just kidding either. No, Jersey Joe, I get it, because the way she said, I said it in a cutesy voice, I wanted to go. No, it's true. She's making it softer than it was. She really did want to go. Because if he's acting like this, maybe she got some warning bells going off in her head. Like, what is he doing? Like, maybe I should go, or ask to go. Like, what's he up to? Maybe it was a little shady, especially his response. There's more going on there. But I agree with you. Like, she wasn't exactly soft pedaling it as much as she says, like, I was just kidding. I don't really need to go. She wanted to go for a reason. And I don't think it was because she was hungry. I don't.
There's
Amy Lou says, there's always room for ice cream. Yes. I love ice cream. I would eat ice cream. I would eat ice cream instead of dinner. Yeah, I would. The remarks about the weight are never okay. That's right, Amy. Unless it's like somebody's hurting themselves and you're just trying to help them, it's a doctor's thing or something. People that have disorders like diabetes, or, they have to have surgery, and you're helping them. But do it with kindness, like not like this, like not like this.
In a respectful manner. It has to be done in a respectful manner. It has to be supportive. It needs to
exactly.
If it's for weight issues or something like that, it needs to be done the correct way. You can't just say, no, you're fat. How? That's just, it blows my mind that it's how disrespectful. And it's not just disrespectful of his partner, it's disrespectful of himself, because it really shows how much of an arsehole he is.
It is. He's a big Jersey Jojo. Let me know if he qualifies for Ask Canyon. I'm thinking he does. There's nothing wrong with her wanting to go. She probably feels scared to ask because she probably knows his answers, or suspects, that he's gonna dig himself in deeper. It's one of those things. Like, do you really want to know? But pretty soon she's gonna actually find out, because he's not very good at hiding it. Look at all of us. We don't even know him, and we think we know what he's up to. I hope she figures it out. Okay. Nope, that's not about the AIT. All right, let's vote. We're going to vote. I just wonder if she won't even let him go to Home Depot without kidding that she wants to go with him. Well, maybe she does want to spend time with him. Maybe she, it doesn't say whether she has much of a life outside of the house. Like, maybe she is a housewife, or a full-time caretaker for children at home, and she doesn't get out as much. Maybe there's no vehicle, and maybe maybe he works a lot and she just wants to spend time with him. And I could tell you, in being a relationship for a long time, when I was married, that some of the only time we got to have conversations was running errands together because we both worked. So we would go to the Home Depot together. We could have conversation like on the drive there or while we're at the store. And it wasn't just about Home Depot. It was, communicating together, talking about jobs, going for that meal. Like you said, Peter, the opportunity to have a date with your partner when life is so crazy, even if it's just a meal like that, and you get to sit across each other and talk, those are, stolen moments you get to have together and connect. Because like that connection is really hard to keep going the way everything is on such a grind on a day-to-day basis. So all those little things are important.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I agree so much with that, Peter, when you said that. All right. So if the operator, who is the wife who asked to go for the meal, the takeout, if you think that she is being an arsehole, vote number 1. If you think the husband is being the arsehole, you vote number 2. If you think they're both being arseholes because they're, there's just something wrong all over the place here, there could be a little of that. Then it's number 3. Number 4 is yay porn. Number 8, Chris is the asshole. He's not even here. What do you do? 8, double 8s. Chris didn't show. Chris, I hope you hear this on the replay. We're going to vote you the asshole too on this one. It's like, but I don't know. I know what I'm going to say. What are you going to say, Peter?
I'm going to say just what I... 2, 4, 5, and 8.
Oh, you're still voting for my GoFundMe? You're so kind.
Why not?
That. Yeah. Why not? Before Mrs. Cassandra, you could not put 69 in the chat without a phone number. You know the rules. Mods, get on her. You gotta either get a phone number with that 69 or it's gotta go. That's a rule on the channel. You can't do that. That's not fair. That's false advertisement. That's like you're being a tease, Mrs. Cassandra. It's not cool. Right. It looks like everybody agrees that he is an asshole.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm putting my chat to sleep now, Peter. We got to be more exciting. Look at this.
More exciting. Hang on. I can't take off any more clothes.
Well, no, but just don't put that camera on, Peter. I just got my video back from the gooey duck for a while. Yeah. But she says, sorry, I got bits and pieces as I dozed off because your voice is just too soothing. I don't know what are we going to do, Mrs. Cassandra? You got midnight coming. You need a nap. I guess it's good to have a soothing voice, but as long as you let the video play all the way through. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Let the video play all the way, sleep through it. Let it go all the way to the end so I get the view, Mrs. Cassandra. It's okay. Yeah, you don't have to listen to me.
That's why you have to set up playlists so that, people can just go in and hit play on your playlist and
I do
all of your videos.
You got to go check on my channel. I've been quite creative with it. I have lots of playlists there. I have Madness. AIT has its own playlist. Midnight Madness has its own playlist for the people that like that. Then there's more serious stuff, and then there's like 2 for the series I'm involved in right now. There's the YouTube with the Dark Musician Jamal, which is all just small creators talking about our channels and the difficulties, not about people, but about the process, about YouTube in general, and about, all the things, setting up things and sharing information. And then I'm doing Black Mirror episode reviews with JC.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a playlist for that. And then there's all my guest appearances, like where I get the shite from the Aussies. and when I do that time of the month with Cheshire or some other things I've done with Cheshire or a few other people, and all of my guest appearances with Karma Valley and with Dottie Morgan when we were doing some funny things when she first started her channel, and just stuff like that. But I organized it. Like I'm so proud of myself. Can you tell? Because like I organized it all. And put it all out there because it was like a big mess of videos.
It makes sense though. You go to some YouTube channels and it's just every single video they've done. Maybe you don't want to see every single video. You just want to see this series, or this stuff,
right?
Or and it just makes it so much easier for your viewers to go back and even find something that they want to watch again.
And I got the idea. I have to give you credit. I saw that you can do it, and I've always like organized it a little bit. But when I wanted to follow Dead Kennedy in Space's cult videos that he's been doing, he's doing
Oh,
a
yes.
series,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I saw that he set it up because he does space stuff and other stuff too, and I didn't really want to have to go through everything. And I saw he put it like the whole series there in the playlist. And also I saw that YouTube made it really easy that I could automatically, when I'm creating the stream, tell them what playlist I wanted to end up in. So it's all like pre-done ahead of time. I don't even have to go back and start adding things. Like it just from
Well,
the
hang on.
start, it takes you 2 seconds.
Hang on. Are you saying YouTube did something right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Oh,
they did. They
we'll just
did.
mark
You
that
know
on
what
the
else
wall.
they did? Everybody complained so much about putting slow mode on that you have to go down to the bottom of the video and you have to open it up in YouTube Studio. They actually put it to the left. It's right there. You just hit customization. It comes up. The chat part comes up right there, and you can just click it now. But they just changed that a few weeks ago. But yeah,
About time.
they did. They also did for us small creators coming events where if you don't have a community tab to advertise what's going on, all of my events come up right if you go to my channel. Everything I'm doing, if I've created the stream, is sitting right there first thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like when I came in to check for this stream, I thought, oh, okay, it's already there, showing
No
that
one's using it. I don't know why. I think they just put it up a couple weeks ago. I don't think they know it's there. But that's what this YouTube series that I'm doing is about, telling people about that kind of stuff for the small channels. Like, it really helps. It helps to because you can't really advertise that. I mean, I advertise on Twitter, I advertise on Instagram, but you can't click a link on Instagram, so it makes it difficult. Who's going to copy that and try to go? But if you put your channel in your bio, they can go right there and they can see all those advertisements that I've done for my own channels. It'll all come up right there.
Let's be honest, a lot of the changes, like the ones that you've mentioned, they only get out by word of mouth as well. YouTube don't really advertise, oh, we've done this for you now to make it easier. It's
they didn't even send an email, nothing. They don't communicate with the creators at all. Like, no, not even a notice, nothing.
So do you have another one for us?
I do. Thanks for keeping me on track. You're so good to me. I know.
I told you I would.
I know, and you are as advertised, and you keep your word. I'm very happy. Very happy. Are you on a time constraint? Because it's very early for you.
No.
Okay.
You've got me until you're finished.
Wow. Now that you might be sorry you said that. You might. There's a few here.
That's fine.
I won't make you uncomfortable though. Here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my wife I didn't want her to come with me to my friend's funeral? So people, don't judge from the titles. I fall for this all the time. I get all pissed off when I read the title because I think it's going to be one thing and it turns out to be something else. So like I said, hold your shorts if you're wearing them. If you're not, yay. But throwaway account. 33-year-old male recently learned that a friend of mine from college has died. I was planning on going to the funeral 3 hours away this weekend alone. My wife, 26-year-old female, has said that was fine, and I made those plans. I talked to a few friends from college and was planning a quasi-reunion where we could grieve and reminisce. Background info: she had no connection to the decedent or the deceased. She has never met him, never met any of my college friends, and generally has never shown any interest in meeting them. We've been having big problems recently, and frankly, it would be nice to get away for the weekend. Last night, she indicated that she was hurt that I didn't ask her to go with me. I tried to explain that I was going to the funeral for myself and to see my friends I hadn't seen in several years. And she started getting passive-aggressive, saying, "If you don't want me to go, I won't, but just tell me." I explained my feelings again. She needs constant attention, and I know I couldn't give it to her for this weekend. Long fight ensues, and I eventually agree that she can come with me. Would I be the asshole if I tell her that I need this time to myself and ask her not to come? It's the passive aggressiveness that gets me. If I tell her I need this time to myself, I know a huge fight will ensue. But at the same time, I want to see my friends grieve and pretend that we're 22 again. That's a tough one. I mean, it's not tough for me. I know where I'm going to be with it, but
Yeah.
You need a
Look,
minute? I'll go first if you
no,
want.
well, I was going to say, like he mentioned that he was having issues in the relationship already, and there is that possibility that she feels somewhat insecure about the situation that he's going
Hmm.
away for a weekend, um, and I get that, but for her to go back on what she's already agreed to in the beginning, if she had a problem with him going alone, she should have said it in the beginning.
Hmm.
Um, but look, I do also agree with him where he says that sometimes you do need to do stuff alone, especially when it comes to like grieving and that you just want to see your friends and reminisce, go over what transpired whilst you're at college and all of the good times.
Hmm.
And she would very much feel like a third wheel. um, I, I don't I don't want to call her an arsehole, but using that passive aggressive approach really almost puts it over the edge for me, where
Hmm.
it's an arsehole act.
It is. She's definitely delving on into asshole territory for sure. I agree with you because that's where I am with it. They had the conversation. She said it was fine. Then they started to get a little uncomfortable. They've got some tension going on, and she starts pulling the other stuff like, well, if you don't want me to go. Well, he never said he didn't want you to go. You guys agreed it was better. You don't know the people. He's going to be around all his college friends. You're going to feel left out. I agree. She was going to make an uncomfortable position for her no matter what, you know. And why not let him be with his friends? It's a bunch of guys from college, it's not like he's gonna go. It's not, he's not going to see an ex-girlfriend, an ex-wife,
And
anything like that.
let's be honest though, like you don't normally go straight from a funeral to a strip club, you
Not
know.
really. Yeah, you're gonna be like just drinking with your pals somewhere, talking and reminiscing about the days when they were in their 20s. Let him be a guy. Let him hang with his guy. It you know, you gotta. Doesn't she trust him? Like that's it. Why can't she trust him? I know she's feeling a little vulnerable because they're arguing, and I get that feeling. We all feel like that. You're arguing with your partner, and you're just like, you don't want things to get worse. You don't want it. That little crack shows there where you're not getting along. You don't want anybody else walking in and making it bigger. I get that, but that's not this situation. He's not going to be out there like it's not even like he's on his own. He's going to be around a whole bunch of people. They're going to know what he's doing and say it's like, you know,
And
ah,
look, the only thing that I can like in situations of grief and grieving and stuff like that, yes, sometimes it is nice to have your partner there, just to put the hand on the shoulder, so to speak, and say, I'm here for you. But she's still going to be there when he comes home. She's still going to be at the other end of the phone. Um, I just, yeah, no, I think she's just pushing just a little bit too much.
yeah, I think so. Student says it's not a stag do. It's a semi-wig. Yeah, I get it. It's like he's not really, you know, if you're uncomfortable with your partner going away, this is like probably one of the safer ways that they could go away for a little while. They're not even that far away. They're only like 3 hours away. You know, Zen says, I wouldn't want to be in a relationship where my girl isn't welcome at a funeral. Well, they didn't say that. They never said she couldn't come. They just agreed she wouldn't because she didn't know anyone. But I don't think anybody told her not to come from the other side, like the friends or anything. At least it didn't say so. But they do have a shit relationship. Yeah, they do have some issues there. And he admits it, that they're having problems. Um, and he doesn't want to make them worse, but he doesn't like how she's handling it. And I think he has a right to say that to
And
her, exactly.
and I'd just like to throw in there though that sometimes a short break from a partner when you're, when there's troubled waters, you do appreciate them more when you don't have them. So,
Mhm.
sometimes that a weekend away from each other is the healthiest thing you can do for a relationship.
Right, because when you are in the middle of that tension, that's a really good point, a very valid point. When you're in the middle of tension like that, you're only making it worse being around each other. The tension's there. That's what you feel. Is that what you want to remember? If you go away for a little while, you're not going to feel that tension. So that's not what you're going to remember. You're going to be remembering the good stuff, right? You'll be thinking about how much you miss them, or maybe you want to get back and tell them, and maybe you'll clear your head enough and decide how you can approach whatever it is that's going on between the two of you, whatever the issue is, how to start the discussion, to clear the air, to get it all sorted out. And
Exactly.
you need time away from each other sometimes to do that, even if just not to make it worse. I mean, silence isn't a bad thing. Silence and space are not bad things. When you have trust and commitment and you have a good relationship, they can't be bad. They can only enhance it, because you got to give each other enough space. Mrs. Cassandra said that her husband lost his grandmother. They lived in New York, and so he had to go back to New York with his mom for the funeral. His brother sent the tickets, and their son was only 3, so they made this decision that they stayed home. And I'm sure Mrs. Cassandra knew that, like, it's a funeral, nothing, like, why not, right? Nothing
I've been to
terrible.
I've been to a few funerals, and the last thing that's on your mind at a funeral is doing anything more than grieving.
Mhm.
That's yeah, and like you said before, it's probably the absolute best um, uh, uh, excuse or reason to have a little bit of separation. It's
Mhm.
the safest, if
Right.
anything. Yeah.
Mm. And JC says, I have to say, it would make me feel weird if my husband did not want me to be at something so intimate. I know how to read the room and give him his space. And that's good, because you guys have that, like, relationship. Um, and you would give him the space and read the room, and it wouldn't matter if you knew the person or not. You'd be there to support your husband. And it seems like they don't have that kind of a relationship. He has said things like, she needs attention all the time, and something about her being passive aggressive, which we could see in what she was saying, like agreeing and then not agreeing because they had a disagreement. Um, so that's why he talked to her, I think, in the beginning. But I understand your point. Maybe there's a reason he doesn't want her to be there. And it could just be that, you know, maybe she doesn't know how to give him space. She does appear to be, what was it, 7 years younger than him?
Yeah.
Maybe she's not at a maturity level where she understands, the reading the room and the space. I mean, I know full grown adults. I know people that retired and lived their whole life that still can't read a room. So maybe it's just not a talent she has. Maybe it's just not something she's learned to do yet, But if he's in a shitty relationship with someone, he absolutely should let her know she's not welcome. Simpler solution: leave the relationship. They're both trash. You're so harsh, Sense, but I love it. It's like, no bullshit. Hey, just leave, people. Why are you wasting your time? Just go away. Like, why get the headache? No, I get it. But and JC says, true, not everyone is super mature like me. I think you are, JC. You got a good head on your shoulders. And it's also based on their relationship. Like, it's obvious they were having some kind of issues, and there's some trust stuff going on back and forth, because of course, instead of talking to her, he's writing an AITA, right? So, like, there's not really a lot of communication going on there. He's asking
Well,
everybody else what to do instead of her.
obviously the guy feels he needs to vent and to see if he's justified in
Hmm.
his opinion, and I'll give him kudos for that. At least he's reaching out to other people, saying, "Listen, this situation occurred. Was I wrong? Have I read this wrong? Am I the one
Hmm.
in?" So he's trying, even though he should be talking to her, he's
Hmm.
still trying to get other people's opinion on and to get a bit of feedback to find out if he's the one that's wrong.
That's good. And also, there's no mention in there that he went to his friends and asked them, the ones from college, which is good. So he didn't bring
Yeah.
everybody else into it, which is a good thing that we know of anyway. But yep, brings us back to people needing to flip and communicate, right, Mrs. Cassandra? Almost every single every single am I the asshole. People just don't know how to communicate anymore. It's true. Right.
Because
So
words be hard.
I know. We're going to vote then. So he's the operator, the original poster. Is he the asshole for wanting to go to the funeral without his girlfriend, to have a little space and to grieve and reminisce with all of his friends and the deceased family that she doesn't know any of them and has never met any of them? Or is it the girlfriend who agreed originally and then decided that based on there's some tension in their relationship right now, she would want to go. She doesn't want him to go over for the day or two without her. Since he'll be hanging out with his friends, she wants to go. Are they both assholes? That's number 3. Number 4 is yay porn. Number 5 is let's start a GoFundMe for Claire's trip to a strip club. And then number 8 is Chris is the asshole. Chris gonna love me tomorrow, right? Like I'm gonna have some trouble the next stream I go to. I can see. I'm on.
Chris will love it.
Yeah, I don't know. He might make me my own little hashtag. I'll be scared. I can take it though. I'm a bear with thick skin. It does, JC. It sounds like that guy's got a lot to think about. Oh, Peter, your vote. She's the asshole. Ooh, good. I actually put them both down. You know what?
Because they are.
I want him to go by himself, but I don't like the way he's communicating. I just don't. And I have issues with that.
And even though I did say that she's the arsehole, I still think that, taking a loved one to a funeral for moral support is something that's done.
That's right. I would like to have, if it was the opposite and I was the operator, I would want my partner with me, even if they didn't know them. And I would my conversation with them would go a little different. Not, do you want to come? It was like, will you be comfortable enough, since you won't know anybody there? I would just make sure they're comfortable going, because I would prefer them to be with me, because I got to sleep at night and I'm going to have breakfast and whatever. And,
Well, there is a completely different way you could look at that. Just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
What's his problem with taking her? Is he embarrassed about her?
Is she too young? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not as if she doesn't need to know anyone there. She's going for moral support for him. So what's his problem?
This is, you know what? That's what is his problem? See, you're not a solid 2 anymore, are you, Peter?
No, I'm gonna have to change that.
That's okay. It's a 3. It's quite easily a 3, isn't it? The more you think about it, that's what happens. JC says that there's no yay porn because no one's the asshole. They're just in different places emotionally. This is true. They definitely are different places right now. Nikki says communication is number 1. Number 2 is don't be a twat waffle. She's obviously speaking to the girlfriend. Number 3, he's the arsehole, along with 4 and 8. Thank you, Nikki.
I think that's the best explanation so far.
That is. It's all about communication and compromise. I always say that. Communication and compromise. 2 C's. But all right, I'm going to bring up one more for you, Peter. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so good. Oh, this is a long one to read. It's 3 screens. Oh, I don't know if I have any breath left. Let's see. Let's see if I can make it through. Oh, I spaced it out. It might not be that bad. This is not going to be about a couple. How do you like that, guys? Like, finally, I'm going to give Peter a break, and we're not going to talk about personal relationships between couples in general, which is refreshing a little bit.
Fantastic.
I know, right? It's a great way to end the evening. I thought you'd appreciate that. See, I had your back. Am I the asshole? I almost always file suit or a formal complaint instead of recontacting customer service. All right, hold on to your shorts, people, if you're wearing them. For the past year, I took the decision that anytime a company would be in breach of contract, I would contact them in writing once and call them once and then sue. Examples. Delivery company lost a package and the contract states that they have 14 days following notice to either get back in touch with you or refund you. Emailed on day 1, phone call on day 7, no news. After a month, I filed suit. Phone carrier wants to cover charges for calls made on a continent I've never been to, and says that to dispute, I need to call a number within 1 hour wait to court for fraud. Airline cancels flight. File for reimbursement. They ignore my subsequent emails. Lawsuit. Speaking off internet service installed at wrong house. Still want to charge me. Yup, you guessed it. Here's the thing. Most of the people around me said that this is being an ass, that I should just call the hotline or go to a brick and mortar store and speak face to face. But from my point of view, I followed the rules. I paid on time. I asked in writing once. I asked orally. They obviously agreed to reimburse or do whatever, but then never do. So instead of losing hours upon hours in call centers, I file charges, get my €100 back. They pay for €20,000 in legal costs. Why they don't settle is beyond me, and we both go home. I don't see how I'm an asshole for literally following the contracts and laws. If these companies don't want to get sued, either they should contact you and offer a solution or respect the contract. I don't see why I should be the one to go to all the trouble of their system. Their mistake is theirs. I don't see why I should be nice about it beyond waiting a bit for them to do what they said or to reach out to me. I don't sue 1 minute after the deadline. It's often a month or more after, and after emailing and calling them at least once, and more if they ask me. But if they say they're calling back and don't, their loss. Important note. This is in a civil law country where, in the simplest term, the other party can settle for an agreed amount, lose and pay me for all the court costs plus compensation, or I lose and pay their costs. I've won 100% of the cases so far. Whew.
Well, I think that last statement sums it all up.
Right.
If he's winning in court for the stuff that he's doing, well, he's not wrong. What he's doing is standing up for everyone else.
Exactly.
You know, because you look at it from the point of view that these companies would potentially be doing it to many other people. And, you know, if it only takes one to turn around and say, this is not good enough, you need to sort yourselves out and operate within the parameters of your company as you stipulated in your contract, you know, without offending nanas or the elderly or anything like that. But there are people that would be just willing to wear being screwed over just to remove the hassle out of their life. He's obviously very, shall we say, time poor and just doesn't have the time to put up with their crap. He's following the letter of the law. He's following their contract. They're the arsehole. He's just doing what's right.
And you know what? And I know that our chat, because I see it all the time, they're going to call Karen alert on him. Like, I haven't even looked yet, but I will. They're going to go, no, he's being a Karen. Or what is the male version? Is that a Chad? Like, I never know. Somebody needs.
Ken or...
Yeah, or Ken. Yeah, whatever it is. Somebody, like, let me know. I don't know what to use the right word. But he's a male version of a Karen. I know that's where the chat's first going to go. But you know what? Here's the thing. Don't come for me, people. But I agree with Peter 100%. He is doing you a favor. He is making them honor their contracts and their laws so you don't get jacked around later. He's taking the hit for you. He's getting called an asshole and whatever because he's filing suits that he is legally able to do and winning because the companies are wrong. Wrong. They couldn't win if they were right. I mean, he wouldn't win if they were right.
Yeah.
He's not getting those cases bounced out of court for being a problem. They're saying, hold them to the law. He's going to make your wait time shorter. He's going to make their public service and their customer service better in the long run. Like, there should be more. I'm sorry, there should be more of these male Karens out there, people who will take the time to stand up for what they believe. He's got a process. He's following their process. Let us know.
So
everybody says, let us know, right?
I'd agree that he's been a Karen if he wasn't winning. If he wasn't winning, if he was the one that was wrong, he'd definitely be a Karen.
Right.
But the simple fact is that if customer service, if he's not receiving the customer service that they promised, they put a internet line onto the wrong house and charged him. What, are you just meant to wear that, are you?
I actually saw that on the internet. That actually happened a few times, more than once. I saw more than one article about it. Yeah, because they did the work, so they should get paid. Oh, no. The lady was out there telling them it was the wrong address, and they still did it anyway? No.
But it's so if you took your car into a service station and, you picked up your car a week later, but they fitted the tyres onto another car, are you still meant to pay for those tyres?
I don't think so.
I'm not going to pay for something that I haven't got use of.
Right. It's not fair. It's not fair. Not fair at all. Brilliant says, companies rely on people not doing what this person does. And that's true. That's how it keeps happening, because people don't take the time. But I agree. A lot of people, we're going to see that a lot of people think that he's an asshole. We didn't even ask them to vote yet. But they're like, I don't agree with him doing this. But it still reeks of Karen. I get it, because you don't want to think that somebody's going to sue for everything. But let's face it, he's not falling down in a supermarket and faking an injury to try to get the supermarket to pay or anything like that. These are real claims, and he's winning. We have to look at the facts. I know we don't really want to think that people just go around suing left and right and clogging up the system, but that's what it's there for, especially in small claims about this stuff. And the fact is, it's legal. He's following their procedures. He's letting them know ahead of time. And they're the ones that continue to mess up. It's bad enough they made a mistake and he has to tell them about it. But then they're not doing anything about it afterwards. That's why they're getting sued. He's not suing them on day one just because they screwed up. He's giving them the opportunity to straighten it out. And they're failing.
My only question would be, when he's making that follow-up phone call, it's Kyle.
That's what they want me to call a male Karen. It's a Kyle. Thank you, Mrs. Cassandra. That's perfect. That's sticking. I know what you're saying, Nikki. It's a Richard, but from now on, forever, when I say it, it's a Kyle. It's a Kyle. It's perfect.
But
okay, sorry.
I think realistically, if he's turning around to them during that follow-up phone call and posing them the question, do I just need to contact my lawyers now and we'll sort this out in court?
Right.
Giving them the option early on. Look, just sort this out, fix this up. I'm more than prepared to go to court. I don't want to go down that track because it's expensive for both of us. But this isn't right.
He's only relying on them doing what they said they would do. I mean, these people are like not calling them back when they said they would. They're not sending reimbursements when they said they would. Like, they're not following their own procedures and their own promises. Like I want to say bravo, dude. Whoever you are, Kyle, if you're, I don't know, Kyle wannabe or not Kyle. Actually, this guy's not Kyle because he actually goes to court. Anyway,
wow, there you go.
There you go. He's definitely not Kyle. But if he was being a Karen, he'd be a Kyle. But he's definitely not Kyle in this instance because he shows up at court. He's winning his cases. Okay. He's actually following the letter of the law, doing what the procedure is, doing the best he can to communicate with these people. They are the ones failing. They failed in the beginning that caused the problem, and they're failing to fix the problem, to address the problem, to even do whatever their problem-solving procedures are. They're just failing left and right. And I'm going to say, bravo, dude. Do it again and make our lives easier, and show me where to sign up. I'll help you. Because, I'm that asshole, people. I'm going to be the Karen because I'm going to help this guy. This guy is doing it right. He is.
I think the only way you could really tell if he's been a Karen or a Kyle would be to know what transpired in the communications. So, if he was to send an email, I need to speak to the head manager of this office now and sort this, that's the Karen Act. But if
Right.
he was corresponding directly to the person he was already communicating with and just
Mm-hmm.
saying, listen, this hasn't worked, this has gone wrong, you're not fulfilling your contract, please advise me on the process from here so that it can be rectified as soon as possible. Saying it in a well thought out, shall we say, business type document. And if he operated the phone call in a similar manner, look, hello, this is me, this is my account number. I was meant to have this occur and it hasn't occurred. I was just wondering, I've already sent an email. Is this going to be rectified? There's a possibility that I might have to find some legal representation so that I can get this sorted out because I don't have the time for this.
Mm-hmm.
If he approached it that way, I wouldn't call him a Kyle. I'd call him you know a warrior for the people in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
ways. But
A,
but
a,
if
a little. Go on.
I was just going to say that, but if his responses are tailored like a Karen would reply in the supermarket after she slips over on a grape that she
Mm-hmm.
dropped on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and and then called for yelling out that I've got a broken hip and called for the
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sue everyone. Well, that's the Karen response. But if he's doing it ethically, if he's doing it the correct way,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, once again, he's a warrior for the people.
A definite worry for the people. Puddle put out that to check out the case of Ferguson versus the British Gas in the UK High Court of Justice to find out why this guy is doing the right thing. I remember that case. It was about a gas bill that didn't belong to someone or something like that. But yeah, Puddle, we should look at that in legals and put it in the Discord in legal items of interest because that would be interesting, especially in light of this AIT. Jersey Jojo said, I would contact them a couple more times, I think. One call and one email. Then he drops it until a month goes by and sues them. Yeah, he does. He waits for them to get back because he has made contact. But is it not their responsibility to address it? They are the ones supposed to do the customer service. I get annoyed if it's on me to contact them over and over again, especially if I've already made contact. He's following the rules, but I get what you're saying. You're kind of hesitant to sue them right away, but he's following what they asked to do. And he even said if they respond and say give us some time or we'll call you here, he gives them more time. He calls
Yeah.
them back when they say call us back in a week and we'll see what we can do or whatever. He does that. He's talking about if they make no contact whatsoever within a month. I think that's more than reasonable that they make no contact at all, Um,
I agree.
they're talking about the package not getting delivered. Yeah, that happens all the time, especially here. Especially, you know.
Well, there's the other way to look at it would be, you know, considering he stipulated that it was contracts and stuff like that. So if you had a contract with a builder to build your house,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a timeline that said it was going to be done by the 1st of June. Now, I've worked in the construction industry. Quite often, you'll get an extension on a construction project as long as if you're forthcoming and communicate with the owner of the building that you're constructing. You'll get rain days, so you'll get an extension for any time that you can't work. Now, if they uh, in that situation, you do get an extension. Now, what happens in a lot of the construction industry is you'll get monetary fines. So what they do is you'll get paid by the person that will own the building once you've built it. You get payments, ongoing payments as you reach different stages of the construction project. And what the owners will do is they'll hold a payment so that well, we're not going to pay you until you get to this stage of the construction. Now, that's all stipulated within, once again, the contract of the initial construction agreement. And many a times has people gone to court over the buildings not being completed, buildings not being built to code, all of these other intricate things that are covered within the contract. And that's why they're in the contract. So it's to protect both sides of the party.
Yeah, because unfortunately, that's the world we live in, that people are not honoring their agreements. We see it every day. We see it every day in everything, in big companies, little companies, small contracts you make at home, even for delivering and, products that you buy. I admire this man for holding their feet to the fire and making them do what they say they do. I mean, because that's what they want out there, right? That they do it a certain way, or they have a great product. And they're only going to get better by him doing what he's doing. They're going to get tired of it eventually and clean stuff up. Hopefully they have a good post-review team that goes in when they have issues like that and says, how could we have done something better? And they make some changes. But without it, it doesn't happen.
And I think I'll just touch on the, it does help everyone else, because, if these companies are doing it to multiple people, for him to take it to court, that sets a precedence. That shows that this company has done this before. They are willing to do this to people. So it makes it easier for people that are being screwed over by these other companies to once again hold their feet to the fire and get their dues.
He's setting precedents against the company. He is. Yes. And believe me, good lawyers and everybody who goes to sue can look those up and use them in their case. That's a very good point. And Virillion says, you know what? Karens don't win court cases. They get arrested themselves. That's true. That's why he's not a Karen. He's definitely not.
Holiday in the concrete hotel, don't they?
Yeah, this is it. But the other thing is, Zance, yes, we're going to add Kyle as the male version of a Karen to the dictionary. We are. I'm going on Urban Dictionary right after this, and I'm going to put my P in it. Yeah, I'm sure you do. The meme king. I'm sure you do. It's good. Am I going to be able to put it up though? That's the thing. That's what I have to ask.
I've actually got some really nice pictures of Kyle in a dress suit. So, I
thought you were going to say a dress. I was going, are you going to send that to me?
I can do a dress. I can do anything.
I know. But you know what? He's an attractive guy. It's a shame he's such an arsehole. It really is. I mean, these supposed nice people arseholes is terrible. But,
Yes. No, you are right. He is a very attractive looking guy, but he's
for an arsehole.
Well, I was going to say he's the perfect representation of you can't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, no, right. This is true, because you open that book and there's nothing in there. It's or at least in the things I'm looking for, moral fortitude, honesty, integrity, Whoop. All right. Yes, Nikki, I went there. Sorry, Nikki. I did it again. That's why I put that comment up, because I knew I was going to do it again. I knew it. I was going to do it.
It's my fault.
No, it's not your fault. I put my no, I step in shit every day, Peter. It's not your fault. I say too much, but it's how I feel. I mean, he's living it. He needs to own it. And that's it. If I was doing it and somebody said it to me, I'd have to own it. If I'm, speaking out of 10, somebody called me out, I own it. Paula, you can't put that. I know you were born in 69, but you can't put 69 in the chat without a phone number. I know, it's terrible, but it's a rule. It's like I've got to hold you to it, because otherwise the rest of them are going to stop. So I don't mean to call you out, but I have to call you out because they're going to start if you don't. And I'm right with you, Paula. I'm right with you. Oh, so I don't know. They're talking about your construction deal now and about not getting packages. And most of them have changed their mind that he's not the asshole. Everybody thought from reading the beginning of that he was the asshole. But we're going to vote just to make it official. So if you want to say that the opwriter who is suing these companies who do not hold to their promises and contracts to him, on a regular basis, and he has a process. If you think that he is the asshole, the writer of the original post, vote 1. If you think the companies are the assholes, vote 2. If you think they're both assholes, the writer and the companies he's suing, vote 3. Yay porn is number 4. Number 5 is still the GoFundMe for me to go to a strip club someday. And 8, of course, is Chris is the asshole. But this is hard, but I'm voting 2 and 4, 5 and 8. That's me. JC, you'll only want to vote for the porn. She's like bowing out. That's it.
I was just thinking, you know, he doesn't really touch on it, but for all we know, he might actually run a company. And
or he's retired now and he did run a company successfully.
Well, I was going to say, you know, if he's running a company and these other companies that he has contracts with are falling down on their contract, it could potentially be costing him money or costing his company money.
This is true. And that might be what, that there's a personal interest in there for him, that it's affecting how he does business because they're not holding up their end of the bargain. And that's an even bigger thing. Like, I would be even more upset if I was him. It's messing with his livelihood and his own company's reputation, if that's what's happening, let alone just the personal upset because you didn't get a delivery or, somebody did something, He had some very good examples of what he's done. Yes. And they were all classic things that I would sue for. Like, if I don't get my reimbursement from the plane ticket that they did wrong, like I would have to sue if they didn't give it to me. I'm not waiting around for that. They're taking money away from me. What kind of grace do I have to offer them? Really?
And I think everyone could, look at the whole having an internet connection to another house and then still having the gall to charge him for it, for a connection that he can't even access, use, or anything. Well, I'm sorry, you guys, even if it's their contractors that put it in the wrong place, well, he shouldn't be charged for that.
No.
Should not be charged for that in any iota. It's not his problem. It's not his responsibility, and they haven't fulfilled the contract. End of story.
It looks like everybody is agreeing. Some of them still think he's an asshole for suing, but they also admitted that they're in an area where they don't have to do that. They've got pretty good customer service. They don't really have companies going out of their way. Here in the States, I think some of my people in the chats would agree. We don't have great customer service when you have a problem with people, or it happens a lot with our delivery system, packages going all over the place and not being where they should, companies just not honoring contracts, especially small contracts, like where you have someone work on your home, construction contracts and stuff. People are suing everybody in the United States. I'm sorry. It's commonplace. It's like anything that happens, it's like, okay, I'll sue. Like, it's almost like daily business around here. I hate to say it, but that's the reputation we have, and it's kind of true. I mean, you can come at me, people, but come at me with a good argument against it, because I read. Like, I see it. I follow all these lawsuits. So, everybody's suing everybody for everything,
And I think that's the thing that sticks in my mind is that, here in Australia, we hear about the whole, children suing parents in America and all of that type of stuff. And yeah, all right, it happens, but it's not something that happens all of the time. But I think because of that nature, the moment that someone hears those magical words, "I'll sue you," they instantly believe that people are overreacting. And quite often with bigger companies, it's the only way to make them listen because they think they can get away with it.
Right. No, it's true. On that, thank you, Dina, for stopping in. I know you have a live scheduled soon. We'll be finishing up for you. We got one more, Peter. You think I can't believe you have been so good with this and explaining where you're coming from every time you have an opinion on one or the other party involved in it.
Well,
But
unlike some people, I try to make an informed decision. I don't just pull a reason out of my arse and then and then just try and justify it by saying, I've got evidence. I've got evidence. I've got evidence.
No. And wait, it gets better. And then the evidence, well, it's my opinion. That's my evidence.
Yeah, well,
my opinion on what's going on. That's my evidence.
You got me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got. Don't get me started. I have to read yes, but I'm with you 100%. We had that debate. Can you believe it? This is the evidence. It's debate. My opinion. It's my opinion.
I don't need to. This isn't a scientific debate. I don't have to show evidence. It's my opinion.
Like what? Like I wasn't there to hear your opinion, ass. I wanted to see the evidence. Like
if I wanted to hear from an asshole, I would have farted, for crying out loud.
I know, it's like, oh my god, we could do a whole stream just on that. That was just like, oh my god, there were such clips. Oh, they were good. They were good. But we're going to read this last one.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we're going to write, Peter. We should get together and write the next couple. We could write some really good ones. We could.
There's this problematic YouTuber that I've had constant problems with. He seems to make up evidence and has no real support in anything that he has to say.
And then when he presents his evidence, he does it as opinion, and yet doesn't use full words, can't find a period if he tripped over it. And I haven't seen a sentence out of him in the whole 28 months I've known of him. A full sentence. I have not seen a full sentence written out in English. It's a shame. It's going to be it'll be glorious, Peter. It's going to be a standalone. We should do a little video on it.
One of the questions in your chats just asked if I've got a channel. Yes, I do have a channel. There's, I think, a whole 4 videos on there. And don't feel like you have to subscribe or anything like that. It's just random, shall we say, observations that I do for flat Earth and stuff like that. So
there were some interesting ones on there. Well, I did link it in the description, Peter. But so I did put it down there. It's he hasn't done anything recently that I know of. Well, that I got a notification on.
You see, I was going to do an observation from here in Australia of the sun setting throughout the year. So, a number of pictures as going from our winter time, which is obviously your summertime, through to our summertime. And I got halfway through that set of photos and COVID hit. And because of our lockdowns, the location I was taking my photos was about 10 kilometers away. So what's that? That's just over, say about 8 miles away.
Right.
And,
but still, and you.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So that came to a halt. So hopefully, once this COVID stuff sorted out, I'll be able to do some more. But yeah.
No, I think at least you have the pictures from before, and you'll be able to pick that up and continue. Hopefully, you'll be out of lockdown soon. I don't know exactly which part of Australia you're in. Some of them will be coming out in a week, and some not. And I don't know. That's what I'm hearing from my friends all over. But how is it by you? Like, you think it'll be soon?
So we're pretty strict when it comes to how many cases will keep us in lockdown, particularly if they can't be traced. For the last, so I'm currently in lockdown, and we're averaging about 20. So I'm down in Victoria, so the southern part of Australia. We're currently hitting around about the 20-ish mark a day that are testing positive. New South Wales, so that's the next state north of me, they hit 400 testing positive. They've just locked the whole state down up there. Look, I think we'll probably be in lockdown for another couple of weeks at this rate, until this Delta strain has been somewhat pacified. But they're looking at they're going to continue doing the controlled lockdowns depending on how many cases that are seen, to try and keep them as low as possible until we're at about 70% full vaccination.
We're having some of that here now with the Delta strain showing up, and also because the lockdowns have all been lifted and restrictions have been rolled back somewhat. Because based on our vaccinations, we got, many of the states have really good vaccination protocols in place and are still recommending that people wear a mask, even if you're vaccinated, if you do indoor functions of any type, and, to still keep the 6 feet, because the Delta strain itself is so contagious. But we're actually spiking now with, I think, like 16 to 1,700, 1,700, not 17,000, but 1,700 cases a day average. And unfortunately, hospitalizations and deaths that are climbing into the double digits and climbing towards the triple digits again. And some of them, unfortunately, are children with this strain. And so lockdown, like, I wouldn't be sad because school's starting, some schools have already started. And on the East Coast, school will start again in another week or so. And it's a little scary because the kids could be passing it faster than anyone in those environments. And but hopefully they'll look at it. And so hopefully you two don't take us down for saying the C word. Like, they don't care. They don't care I'm naked. They don't care I got naked avatars. They don't care about duck porn.
They won't touch it. They won't touch it as long as if you're not giving stuff that's not factual. It's not like we've said anything that's not factual. It's just the numbers that we've shared and stuff like that. So.
Right. And it's not an exact number. Those are averages every day. Like, so, but it is concerning because, friends in the UK and friends in Ireland, and it's just everybody has a different protocol. I mean, most are being very sensible and reasonable. All my friends are reasonable people. They all know no matter what the government is telling us to do, they're going to be precautious. They're going to take some precautions on themselves. I know many parents are still, if there's an option to keep their child home, they're doing it. But many don't have the option in certain states and counties.
I'm sick of homeschool. I'm so
I know.
sick of home.
It's so hard.
No, power to the teachers. Good on them. They do a great job. Thank you very much. But I can't do much more homeschool.
No, because you're not a teacher. You shouldn't have to, really. You shouldn't have to. Yeah. It is really hard.
That's their job, not mine.
This is true. This is true. I get it. And it is.
More?
Yeah, we got one more and then we'll be finished. We'll be done. It's only 2 pages, be good. This
Wonderful.
one, not a couple anymore. No more husbands, wives, girlfriends, boyfriends, or same couples, no partners. Am I the asshole for intentionally destroying a customer's photos? I think the better question is if I was a bigger asshole. Anyway, back in 2003, 2004, back when photos came from film, I was employed at Walgreens developing photos in a suburb of Cleveland with a relatively wealthy population. I was about to go on break and had just purchased a snack, dryer dips. I had tried one and then noticed a customer approaching me from the front of the store. I put the food away and let her know that we would process her Disney underwater disposable cameras. Before finishing the drop-off, she looks me up and down in a condescending manner and says, "I hope the negatives don't have smudges." I was taken aback and responded, "I hope they don't either," or something along that line. I watched as the woman and her daughter, age 7 or 9, approached the manager and was animated as she pointed me out. The manager came and marked both the cameras as comped to appease the woman. I was in disbelief that she was getting free service to reward her disrespectful behavior. The woman didn't realize it was my last day at work, and I had it. I dealt with being belittled on a daily, had recently graduated college, and was starting a new job the following week. I opened each underwater disposable camera, exposed the negatives, rolled them back up, and put them back in the envelopes. I later learned from a coworker that the woman didn't believe that the airport's X-ray had ruined the photos, which would occasionally happen back in the day, and correctly guessed the photos were intentionally destroyed. Looking back, I feel bad for the daughter not getting the photos. However, wouldn't be surprised if this woman was so terrible that the child had little to reminisce about. Anyway, was I the big asshole? Hmm.
Um, yes,
Yeah.
yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like ask Cannon. Yeah. She's a
yeah,
Kyle. She's a Karen.
yeah,
She's a Kyle.
yeah.
She's
Look,
all that.
yeah, okay, she was a Karen when she came in. She was wrong to do that,
Hmm.
but you know that poor young
Oh,
girl.
yeah. I feel bad for the child because they're both assholes if I'm concerned. But you know who to me, the bigger asshole
The
is
boss.
the employee. Is the
No,
employee or the boss? Oh, the boss?
boss.
Oh, okay. Go, Peter. Go. Tell me.
So well, you know, he just received obviously the complaint about him, and what did he do? Did he support his employer? Employee? Did he go over to him afterwards and say, I'm glad you were here to deal with her. I'm sorry she did she said what she said. None of that. Where was the support and the loyalty to your employees?
Exactly. He didn't even ask what happened, did he? Yeah.
No,
Yes, that's a good point. I don't think she's right though for intentionally destroying the film.
no, that
Um,
wasn't right. That was
because the world is full of arseholes. We know that's right, people. We know the world is shite on most or shit on
he was
most
there to do a job.
occasions.
He was there to
Right.
do a job, and he didn't do the job correctly on
Exactly.
purpose.
Hmm. Even if it is your last day, have some respect, people, some
I bet
dignity. Like,
I bet he still
yeah,
got paid for that last day though, didn't he?
yeah, then for ruining the guy's, reputation. Yeah, he sure did. And he did the wrong thing because, yeah, just because somebody else is an asshole, does that mean like you get to be worse? Like they're actually proud that they're the big asshole. That's what really got me in the beginning. They feel a little pride here in
Well,
being able to stick it to that customer.
he
And
knows that he's an asshole.
yeah, he's a bit, yeah, he's a bit. I believe. Maybe it's not even true. I mean, that's something someone else said to me too. Like they're really proud about being like this. I doubt it actually happened. There's usually somebody that's screaming from the rafters how, yeah, I got this one. I did it. Yeah, I stuck it to that one. That's usually all fake. Like they just wish they did it. It's
Yeah,
just they dream about doing it because they got, because they felt a little humiliated. And I think the customer was an asshole too. I think the customer was really out of line. I mean, maybe the way they said it. I mean, they were eating. They were eating and then put it aside. So she said, I hope my pictures don't get smudged, thinking, because your hands are dirty, like you shouldn't be eating in front of the customer at the cashier anyway.
yes,
That's usually a policy in most of these places because you're touching things that people are giving you and you got to write up slips and put it. Who wants those greasy fingerprints on everything? And, I don't. If it was
no,
my photo place, I would have that rule with my employees. But, she was making a comment, was she a little shitty about it? Yeah. But did she deserve to have everything destroyed from their vacation? And, like you said, the 9-year-old, doesn't she deserve pictures of her trip? And
exactly.
to make that comment about the parenting, I bet she didn't have anything to reminisce anyway.
He's just trying to justify it. That's all that is. He's just trying to justify why he did it, and and a misdirection at that.
Mm-hmm.
He's the
He's
bigger asshole.
definitely. Yep. I've had managers give people freebies when they complained about me or a coworker, and we were not wrong. So it's annoying. I have never ruined anybody's stuff though. That's right, Jersey. It's hard when your boss doesn't back you up, but you're not gonna go out of the way and destroy other people's stuff. And besides that, she destroyed the people's stuff, in retaliation to both of them, I guess. So she's just like shitty all around in a way. But yeah. Well, let's vote, people. So is the writer the asshole? Is he an asshole? Or are they an asshole? Is the writer of the OP an asshole for destroying the film? Is the customer Number 2, the asshole for making the snide comment and then reporting her to the boss. Is the boss the asshole? Number 3, for not backing up his employee and taking the side of the customer. 4 is yay porn. 5 is everybody's an asshole. And no, 5 is my GoFundMe. I can't do that. I need my GoFundMe for my strip club. 5 is for my strip club fund. 6 would be everybody's an asshole in this AIT. And then 8 is Chris is the asshole, because he is. Oh, God. Oh, here we go. They're voting. I think I know what you're going to say, Chris. What are you going to say, Peter? Whoop, I lost Peter. Okay. So
I'm here.
Okay.
Right.
So who do you think you're going to vote? We're going to vote. I'm going to vote.
So you said 6, everyone was an asshole?
Yes, six would be all 3 of them. Yep.
Yeah. So number 3, both of them are assholes. 4, 5, because you got.
Yeah, of course. I gotta go. I gotta go to a strip club. Apparently, they tell me I'm missing out.
Porn and strip clubs. You can't not do those.
Do they show porn at strip clubs?
I don't know, but yay porn and strip clubs. And yeah, number 8.
Okay.
Of course.
So so you think the boss? You think that everybody?
I think they're all assholes.
Yeah, the boss, the employee, and the customer—they're all assholes for sure. I agree with you. I do, and I think on that, it looks like the chat pretty much agrees with this too. Those that didn't actually get to hear it are just voting for my GoFundMe, that's pretty cool. But yep, I agree. I agree, JC. I'm gonna have to get to that strip club. You're gonna have to tell me. Maybe you should go with me. I think I'm gonna need a chaperone. I don't know. But on that note, Peter, they all do seem to agree with us on that. I had a blast. I hope you did too.
Wonderful. It was so much fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back and, maybe hang out at Mayhem. I've never had a male come up on panel for Mayhem. Never.
Jeez, I don't know if I could stand being surrounded by so many wonderful women all at once.
I think you're up for it. And if you're not, you would be after.
I think so.
I just had to. Sorry, Peter. I am that asshole. I am that asshole. I just had to. Sorry. But no, everybody, anybody that's been on my channel, of course, they have an open invite to Midnight Mayhem because it's just fun. It's just, there's no rules. So if you're inclined or if you ever want to do this again or anything else, hopefully I'll be talking to you soon.
You know how to contact me, and I didn't have to write 69 or put my phone number in to give it to
I know. Yeah. See, look at that. You got to take the easy road, did you? Okay. There's special privileges there. All right. On that, I'm going to put the outro in. It plays for a little while. If you would like to join them in the chat before we go, it plays for a couple of minutes. But thank you, Peter. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you'll be back soon. On
for
that.
Sure.
Oh, great. All right. I will see you soon.
Bye all.